we're going to take a look at a new low-cost printer that may be more at home inside the office than inside the shop. Welcome back to the DIY IT Discovery Series on 3D printing. Today we're going to dig inside the Mod T by New Matter. This is a $399 printer that looks like it might actually be at home inside the office or inside your house rather than necessarily inside the shop. That's because this printer has a plastic enclosure that we're going to do some sound testing in a future week, that may make the sound something that will work inside a work environment as opposed to taking too much noise and having to be out here in the workshop. So let's open it up. That's going to be our first step, is opening it up. This printer was an Indiegogo project. And it was designed by Frog Design, which are the folks who designed some of the early Apple and iPhone products. So they focused very heavily on the design, including the design of the box, which I understand makes it easy to open. So we're going to try that right now. We're going to try that right now once I get the blade to come out of my utility knife. Here, whoops. Okay. Put down, there we are. All right, so we want to pull this piece up. I'm never very good with these interlocking things, but here we go. Pull this guy up. And pull this guy down. Oh, we have an instruction sheet. All right, I'm stepping away for just 1 second. I want to make sure we're focused on that. Yeah, you should be able to see that instruction sheet. Good. All right, we have an instruction sheet on how to unbox your Mod T. Mod T might be a nice reference to the Model T Ford. All right, so basically we're supposed to pull everything out this way. So let's do that. Got a little handle, that's kind of cool. So it looks like they put really quite a bit of attention into the package design process. Still a little cumbersome, but it is a machine, okay. So I've done that. Then it says I'm supposed to take these two top pieces off. We'll take these off and toss them over here for the moment. There's that plastic cover. That looks pretty cool. Let's see. So that's part one. Part two, remove the clear cover with the protective foam and set aside. So I am going to remove the clear cover and I'm going to set it aside over here. Okay. Remove. We've got these things that come off. We have things labeled A, B, and C, which are strapped together, makes it not quite as easy to get off as I would have liked. I'll pull these over here and take them apart so that I can move them one at a time. All right, C, B, and A. All right. Let's see. And I'm supposed to take this stuff out. There's a handle here. Piece of foam. All right, more pieces of foam. Another piece of foam. Looks like our print head. Remove the tools package, which I do not see. Oh, okay, I'm supposed to take the printer off next. So let's hang on here a second, folks. I'm going to walk back around behind here, find a safe space for this. Take this off of here. Ooh, carefully. All right, as you can see, I almost pulled this whole thing over because it's still attached to the lip. So in trying to get room, I pulled this forward. So there's a little bit more to this than may be obvious. I'm not entirely sure having it attached to the lip is the best idea, but so be it. Anyway, so next up is the printer itself. So it's pretty lightweight and it's pretty. Okay, so we have the printer. We have a protective sheet. We have a set up your Mod T. Go to New Matter to set up your Mod T. All right, we'll leave that there. Move this out of the way. An instruction manual and a series of tools and power. So let's get rid of whatever we don't need. Move this stuff out of the way. And let's just get a quick look at what this thing looks like before we try to hook everything else up. Get rid of all this foam. It's kind of nice that it's relatively well protected. It's actually quite well protected. And that's important because we're talking about a giant sheet of clear plastic in this container that could very easily break. All right. Pardon me as I come right in front of the camera. There we go. Let's see what we've got inside these boxes of A, B, and C. I know I'm stretching in front of the camera, but this is a little bit harder to do than it seems. Okay, so first off, let's look in A first, since it's marked A. See what we got. All right, and have to do that. Slide it this way. Oh, okay. Let me just make sure that this is still in frame. Yep, it's still in frame. So we have a roll of filament. That's cool. Looks like it's silver. So that's nice. We have a roll of filament. Let's set that aside. I'll move this box out of the way. Let's go to B. Now that I know that I don't have to cut it, I'm just going to slide what's in it out, or at least I'm going to try. There we go. There's the top, which oddly enough is at the bottom. Okay. Oh, there we go. Go to newmatter.com. So we have a go to newmatter.com before plugging in your mod T. So I'm not going to plug it in yet. And all right, we have here. All right, so we have a spool roll, which will hold the roll of filament, and this, I'm guessing, is yon age-old power brick. Okay, so we have a power brick, we have a spool holder, we've got some power, we've got a bunch of box parts. All right. I haven't yet seen the tray. You'll notice that we don't have a tray here yet. So, here we go. We have a tray. So here's the tray. Well, okay, here's part of the tray. This is actually the build surface, which is vaguely flexible, and the build tray, which has a metal surface and is made of plastic. And I'm not sure you can see this. There's a whole pile of gear notches along these edges. And this thing slides onto here in some way. Looks like it just, well, all right. Might want to read the directions first, but that slides onto there. And then presumably, I probably shouldn't screw with it till I actually follow their directions and go to wherever, but that's going to be the build location. All right, so we have that. We have our starting vaguely set up printer. This is the head, obviously. Let me get this out of here because that's not where it belongs. Let's do a little bit of a spin tour so you can see that's top of the thing. There is a little button on the front, which I think is a stop button. I'm not sure, but there's a little button on the front. And then on the back of this is USB power and filament entry, and two little slots, which I'm guessing are for the filament holder, which will probably hook in like that. So I'm going to take this off of here, turn this back around again, and let's see what it looks like with the fish tank on top of it. So we have this great big thing here. And that's what it looks like with the glass on top. And this is where I'm kind of interested, because first off, this is going to contain the heat, which on these other two printers here and here, you can see they're fully open. This is a PLA printer, as is this, and of course the Lulzbot Mini does all sorts of filaments, but this is a PLA printer, and it contains the heat inside, which may mean that it essentially creates a heated surface for the printing bed. I'm not sure. So, all right, our next step is then going to be to go to newmatter.com/setup, and we'll see what that shows us. This is the build plate. It wants it aligned to a sidewall or corner. That looks pretty aligned to a sidewall or corner. All right. Remove the filament guide tube from the filament extruder on the top of the carriage. That's here. Okay, that does not feel like the safest thing to do, but okay. Attach the spool holder to the back of the Mod T, which I've already done. Grab the end of the filament and place the spool into the spool holder. Here's the spool. The end of the filament actually loops through here. Feed the filament through the filament entry point. The filament entry point is over here. If you can, I'm gonna come back over here for a second and turn this around. Here's the filament entry point right in that spot, okay? Now, normally you use the printer from the front, so feeding the filament in back here may well be a pain in the butt. It may require taking the printer away. I'm gonna probably put the printer right where this is here. So getting to the filament and feeding it may require actually taking it off, bringing it over here, putting the stuff in, and then putting it back, which may not be fun. But we'll see. Let's just do our first step here and see where we go initially. Let me put the filament holder back on. Let's grab some filament out of the tray. All right, it's kind of a weird, shiny, silvery stuff. You can kind of see. All right, I'm putting it in here, and I'm feeding it through this whole door thing, and it's coming up through the top there. Okay, load filament. There we go. Loading filament. Welcome to your first welcome to your first load. Every time you load filament into your Mod T, we'll guide you. So hit continue. All right, so something's happening. Goes out a little bit further. Okay. So the extruder is heating up. And it's bouncing up and down. Load filament in your Mod T. Push the filament lightly into the extruder until you feel a tug. Hello. I feel a tug. There be a tug. Okay. Next. All right. So filament is coming out in blotches and stuff. All right. So I think what we're supposed to do, let's hit next. I think that's what this button is for, is to tell it to stop. Yeah, that looks like that worked. Okay. So we have filament loaded. Let's get this little bit off of there. It's actual printing filament. All right. Let's put the cover back on, and now we're at get printing. So let's scroll down to get printing. and go to library to print your first design. So I'm in my library, all right. And this is my first design apparently. It's the New Matter design team. So let's click that. And why not? Let's just print what they give us. All right, so we'll just do it on its defaults and let it go. Make sure the build tray is on the Mod T and the cover is on before pressing the fast blinking front panel button. It will blink slowly when the file is set. All right, so let's press the front panel button. And we have action. All right, I'm going to go handheld here for a moment. So I'm going to stop this and go handheld so you can see the printing up close. So there we go. A little bit's extruding out the front. The tray is moving back and forth. I went with all the defaults. So far it's not doing anything, but it's going back and forth. Okay, we got something coming up. It's leaving some residue while it's doing this. There we go. Looks like we're starting a print. Okay. And there you have it, folks. This is the New Matter Mod T. It is printing away. I will show you a picture of this thing when it's done as we exit this, but this is our first view of the New Matter Mod T. There are some strengths and some weaknesses, and we'll discuss those over the next couple of videos as we look at these different printers. We'll take a shot at comparing the different kinds of printers. You know, what do you get for $400? What do you get for $2,500? And all of that. So we've got a long way to go with all sorts of things in our Discovery series. Click the subscribe button down there to find out more, and you should be able to see a picture right about here of what this thing looks like when it's done. So I'll make a photo of that and I'll put it there when this process is finished. My name is David Gewirtz for ZDNet's DIY IT Discovery series on 3D printing. See you next time.